I turned my position to my cabinet situation. Most I need to start with the sink situation because again I can't build the wall behind it until I can move this. So I need to hold up. Wait a minute. Time out. I realize that my last video, you guys, was a lot of explaining and I understood it. I made the video, but I'm visual. So if I wasn't me, did I understand the video? I'm not so sure.
What do you mean?
So join me today while I take you into another step into my planning process and I will show you what my ideas are. Thanks for joining, guys. So we were talking about cabinets last episode, and I realized after watching that episode that I'm visual, and while I understood what I was talking about, if I was not me, would I have understood the picture of what I'm talking about? Because as you can see, I have a picture of my kitchen, and I have tried to distort it enough to kind of give a visual reference of the whole part of what I'm going to be working on. And I thought I need to really figure out how to visually show you guys what is it I'm talking about. So follow along with me here. I'm going to show you what my ideas are for the kitchen, and maybe it will make more sense when you can see it on paper or on screen. First thing, let's get us a little less distracting. So I'm going to put a small filter color over just to start making it a little bit easier. I have already gone through, designed my idea, but now I want to show you guys where it makes a little bit more sense. And yes, my kitchen is a mess. As you can see, I have all of 3 or 4 feet of cabinet counter space, so it is just a hot mess on a daily. I'm always doing dishes, always straightening up, so I cannot wait to get some more cabinets in here. So first thing I want to show you guys is, what does a cabinet look like to me as I'm pointing to everything? You have no idea what I was looking at. Obviously, I have currently built my sink cabinet. So that is this cabinet right here. This one's already been built, right? That's what we see in the image. And so what you're seeing with this image is, yeah, maybe my hand will make it a little easier for you guys to see. You'll see that I've created what looks like, I'm going to assume at this point, a 2-door cabinet for this cabinet, right? That is what you're seeing here. And then, so I've already told you about the small one here. It's about 9 inches, approximately from the edge of this cabinet to the edge of the stove. So that is what this one's going to be. I haven't decided yet. I think this cabinet might be where I pull a pull-out garbage can so that it is equidistant to where I cook food and where I clean. I feel like that would be the most natural spot to have a garbage can hidden away. If not, I might make these drawers. I haven't 1000% decided, but I'm really pulled towards putting a trash can in this cabinet here. So then we go over, and this is where I was sitting on the floor pointing to this back corner and realize I'm probably losing my audience. You guys probably have no idea what I'm referring to. So here is my idea. So far, none of these are to scale, and I haven't quite decided as far as how big the cabinet will be. But for this one, what I'm showing you is I'm going to have one cabinet right here, and then after that cabinet, this will be a corner cabinet. So I have decided on both sides that I'm going to make a corner cabinet where the doors hinge, and I'll show you guys a representation of what I mean, but then I can access the entire corner section with this type of door. So both sides of the kitchen corners are going to have that exact same type of cabinet. Backing up here, I do want more drawers on the bottom. So right now I'm thinking this one here to the left will have drawers, probably a shallow one at the top for, say, silverware and then 2 slightly larger ones. So it won't be a balanced drawer set, but it will have a nice feel to it. And then almost adjacent to it on the other wall, these ones will also have drawers. Again, not sure if it'll be a 2 or a 3 drawer. This is just my brainstorming. And then that's the majority of the base cabinets that I'm thinking about. I do have plenty of space, as you can see by moving over here. I still have lots of space because I'm getting rid of the door to create more bottoms. So I'm going to start with these bottoms and decide if I need more base cabinets, or as you can kind of see here, I possibly create more of a large cabinet where I can put brooms and mops and things that are a little bit larger, and then inside may also have some extra shelving units for more pantry storage as well. So coming to the top here, I'm gonna apply a color so that it's a little easier to see that. Now you have a visual representation of approximate neutral color I might be going for. I'm gonna add a countertop. I'm thinking I wanna go with a darker countertop. The lighter ones are fine, but I'm really feeling that dark, moody vibe for the countertop. And because this room is going to have a lot of light colors, I want that contrast. I do have, for my floor, already have kind of a white marbly looking tile, and it's a bigger one. I think it's a 12 by 20 or 12 by 24 tile. I'm going to lay it in a subway pattern, kind of what you see here. And so now you can kind of see I've got kind of these lighter colors, and this floor will actually be closer to white than what is showing here. But of course, I'm just using this for depiction to simplify the look for you. You know, I have my hood here. I'm having a feeling that I'm going to go for something simple, a little tapered in and then straight up versus a straight up. The straight up still might work, but I think this gives this wall a little bit more interest if I have a tapered hood. Of course, my window, just to kind of trim it out, I probably will keep it simple for the time being. And then for my wall, I'm gonna do something in the white or cream category. Again, my kitchen is small. This is the only windows it gets, and this is northwest facing. It gets the least amount of sunlight because there's a house so close to the next to me over there that I want to keep as much bright bouncing light as I can around this room and make it feel big, even though it's not a large room. So now you're starting to get that full picture, as you can see here, of what it's going to look like. These will have doors, but just for representation for my visual, I know I'm going to have a spot right here that's possibly going to be open, and it's going to have like my coffee maker, maybe a toaster, something that's pantry but prep related, and then everything above it, which may have 3 or 4 shelves. This is not a to scale, of course, but this will be mostly pantry food items. So I will probably make these shelves adjustable, so that way I can choose how big or small that shelf can be. Exact adjacent to it is going to be almost an identical situation where the bottom section potentially will be open, but it will house things like maybe the microwave or the air fryer, things like that. This side I probably will, if more than likely on the left side of the screen, will have doors that will cover those, because I want this to look as clean as possible. And also that might be what I utilize these bottom drawers for as well, or maybe even the section above the fridge where I can store some of the appliances and get them visually out of the space, because I don't use these things every single day. And then above that section will be where I put dishes, cups. So this will be where my kitchenware goes, basically. So the right side will be pantry, food related items. The other side will be mechanical, silver, plateware, cookware, the function status of my kitchen. It just, as I have been living in it in this terrible function right here, which I don't know if that gives anybody else stress just looking at that, but this makes me feel that my kitchen will function the best for me. And just so you know, it's hard to tell, but this would be where this would end. The doorway to the living room is like right over here. So I don't want this to come too far over. This is to be determined how big it's going to be, but I want it to flank the fridge so that it feels balanced, like a U-sized kitchen. The fridge, I had considered originally having like an actual cabinet to its outside corner. At this point, I may just build it in and have, you know, a cabinet feel to it. I actually have seen some pictures where I can attach what look like cabinet doors to my fridge so that it looks integrated. I might actually do that so that, again, it will take off the appeal of this, and then it will even more match the cabinets on the other side if it has the same look to those doors. But I haven't decided for the ceiling yet about the beams, so we're just going to keep it very simple right now, right where it is. And then what's nice is, it's hard to tell, of course, because this is kind of crammed up together, but basically I may have the potential for like a small work table right here if I need extra extra counter space. So this would be about 3 foot worth of counter space. This could be 3 to 5 foot of counter space. And then, you know, what's little here. So I do have somewhat ability to have some counter space here for myself. I just really need to decide how big these cabinets will end up looking overall. But I wanted to give you guys a vision of what I saw, because I realized my cabinet video, while it did make sense to me, if you're not visual, I mean, or if you are visual, it could have really blown right over top of you. So this is something I'm keeping in consideration. It does not give me all the fine-tuned features, but what it does do is give you a picture of what is possible. And I hope that you guys can see. I'm going to bump this up just to take away a little bit more mess. How does that look? What do you guys think of my counters? Or not even my counters, of my cabinets. What do you think of my cabinet section? Do we like it? Does it feel useful? Does it feel functional? This wall to this wall, 12 feet, somewhere in there. This wall to over to the end of this is 8 or 9 foot. So just so you know, it's 12 by 9 of usable kitchen space. The rest of the footage in there, 2-3 feet of it, is going to be walking space from the living room to the outside to the mudroom. What do we think, guys? Does this make sense? Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon with our next video.